Previously on Survivor. Autumn tried to re-establish herself amongst the Orlapiri tribe after Regan was voted out, whereas her roommate Stephanie and her alliance plotted for the future. At the immunity challenge, Greg granted Orlapiri the chance to elect one of Maramira's sit-outs, leading them to choose Nick. However, the contestants' greatest fear was soon realized, as it was soon revealed that the other 12 would be swapping, with Nick joining the losing tribe following tribal council. But only if he wanted, as in a new twist, Nick was secretly offered an opportunity to commit mutiny, pending the results of the losing tribe's tribal council. The new Maramira tribe consisted of only 2 original yellows, Simon and Stephanie, joined by Autumn, Allison, Mitch, and Greg. On the other side, Jake found himself alone as the only original orange on a tribe of all original Maramiras. Despite the new Orlapiri tribe's blunders in part 1 of the challenge, Ryan helped build a sizable lead over new Maramira, but having accumulated 8 extra shot attempts during the question stage, Maramira was who came out on top, with Greg scoring the game-winning shot, sending Orlapiri to tribal council. As Simon and Stephanie worked to integrate themselves with the new Maramira members, the new Orlapiri tribe immediately pinpointed Jake as an easy target. But the next morning, a new plan was hatched between Spencer and Ryan, of whom set their sights on targeting Brooke alongside Alex and Kelly. The swap brought about new storylines, as seemingly all 5 original Orlapiri members, including Jake, suddenly found themselves in positions of power, only helped by rumors that began to spread about the original Maramira power dynamic, as both Jake and Autumn had ratted out the power alliance of Nick, Simon, Stephanie, and Ryan to Kelly and Spencer, revealing to Kelly that she was a target and to Spencer that he was being used as a 5th vote. In hearing about his true position at Old Maramira, Spencer retaliated, and in the hours leading up to Tribal, attempted to turn the tables against Ryan. He was so confident things would go his way, and even told Jake to vote against him as a sign of trust. But it was one move too many, as this maneuver spooked the girls into rallying up a last-second plan to take out Spencer. And that's exactly what happened, as Spencer was eliminated in a 4-1 vote, blindsiding both Ryan and Jake in the process. 12 people are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
I didn't realize they were like right there and like hearing us. And I just saw him get Greg up.
They're in the same class together.
Oh, is he?
They're both
Yeah.
I didn't know Greg was.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming. I am a little sad to see Spencer go, I guess, because I felt like he was looking out for me, and I feel like that dug his own grave. But at the end of the day, your boy's still here, you know what I'm saying? The scratcher lived, you know. That was definitely a surprise. I'm interested to see what happened, what people's mindsets were. It does kind of put my future game into a little bit of a tizzy, just because I didn't exactly know who to trust, so I kind of put a lot of trust into Spencer. So I don't know where to go from here, but I feel bad that I helped vote Spencer out. But you know what? I was on the right side of the vote on this one, so. Again, though, your boy here, you know what I'm saying.
He's got some explaining to do, by the way.
You do?
Were you surprised, or did you know that?
I was surprised. I didn't.
So, just got done with first tribal. That was interesting. I did not expect that to happen because from one of the conversations that I had before, I thought Brooke was going home, but I don't know who voted for me. I don't think it was Jake. I don't think it was Kelly. It might have been either Brooke or Alex. I don't think it was Spencer either, so I think it was either Brooke or Alex who voted for me. Spencer was my biggest ally on this team, so that kind of hurts, and seeing my name up there I did not like that at all, so we'll see what happens. But Nick coming back in the game, I thought I could trust everyone on my tribe, guess not.
Honestly, I'm not. I kind of, once he said, like, he was going to tell you to put his name down, I was like, well, there's an easy choice there if we wanted to do something crazy.
That wasn't the deciding factor. Woke up this morning thinking we were voting for Jake. That's what I left it with Ryan, left it with Nick. Then this whole let's vote for Brooke thing came up, and that was Spencer spearheading that. And then Spencer calls me in the middle of the day and is like, hey, we're going Ryan. I'm like, why Ryan? He's our best challenge competitor. The best way to stay in this game is by winning immunity challenges. If you're comfortable going to tribal council back to back to back, maybe you shouldn't be so comfortable. Yeah, okay. Spencer was gunning for you.
What?
So much better the first
I
three.
trusted Spencer.
Reaction.
Like, I was telling him, I was like, yeah, man, I trust you. Like, I thought he was going to be good, but I guess not.
3 girls got together. We decided to throw a little bit of a blind side. We knew that Jake was going to vote Spencer because Spencer was telling him to. We knew that Ryan was going to vote Brooke because Spencer convinced him of that. And we knew that Spencer was going to vote Ryan. And so the 3 girls got together, decided to take out Spencer, who we believe is one of the biggest social threats in the game. Right, the one vote for you is from friends.
I saw my name and
Spencer.
instantly, like, my head was like,
And then
shit,
my
I'm being
name was
blindsided.
from
This
you,
might be
right?
sick. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, that's just
we
Ryan,
were
that's
trying to
just
figure out
Ryan.
going in.
That was absolutely terrifying. I expected to see my name on a piece of paper, but that was still like really, really scary. And I was so nervous that like something could have happened and like I could have been the one getting blindsided. But we stuck to our plan, and it only took 3, and we sent Spencer home, and I don't think he had any clue. Definitely gonna have to we're gonna have to mend some fences like with Ryan and Jake, because obviously we didn't tell them how we were voting and we just left them in the dark. But hopefully we don't have to come back here again. That was absolutely nauseating. I still feel like I'm gonna vomit even though my alliance came out on top.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you would believe us. Like if we weren't going to tell you because we knew you were already voting Spencer. Yeah. So you were already
Like, the less you know, like, the less you have to, like,
you were already helping.
hide.
And we were like, what if he does go to Spencer and it's like
We knew you guys, that was like a strong alliance.
No, if
we were very
if you guys
afraid.
came to me and were like, yo, Spencer's trying to vote you out, I'd be like, well, who wants to vote Spencer?
Clearly.
One big red flag for me too was like, I knew that you were his closest alliance, so it was like, if he's willing to just instantly flip like that
Yeah.
on you without even any suggestion, like it was his idea, then like I can't really trust him.
I thought it was weird he didn't want to meet he didn't want to meet as a big group, because when he said that, it's like, let's vote for it. I was like, well, why not the 4 of us all get together and like even have Jake too, like might as well just make it a 5-1 vote. He goes, no. And we're like,
I knew as soon as he was reaching in his bag, because I gave him the paint earlier. That's why he asked for the paint.
Why?
because he thought you were
I was going home. Holy shit. That's kind of crazy. That backfired on him hard.
But Spencer, honestly, we do love you.
We love you, Spencer.
We're sorry.
We love you so much as a person.
Still, you are
You have
so
to hang out
nice.
with us still.
I have
Yeah.
fun, like so much fun with you. Like you're such a friendly guy,
And the best Snapchatter.
and I like your Scooby-Doo photo case.
I do. That's so cool.
All right, well, about to go eat some food, and we're gonna go win our next challenge.
Hell yeah.
And mix some paint.
I'm very excited that I'll actually no longer be floating around in no man's land anymore, get to compete tonight. I know there's the whole thing about the twists, which is that Greg has proposed about me being able to switch over to the new Maramira tribe instead of Orlapiri. Don't know about that yet. It's a lot of power I kind of have right now with that choice, and I don't know what I want to do with it. Now, if I were to swap tribes, I might be able to get numbers and suddenly turn the tables on the new Maramira. If I could go over there and have it be me, Simon, Stephanie, Mitch, and then one of the other people on that tribe gets switched over, that would be wonderful, because then I would have numbers. Here's the issue, though. If I were to lose Mitch, Simon, or Stephanie when switching over there, I'm immediately outnumbered again. So we'll see tonight, and I'm at least happy to be back competing.
Maramira, come on in.
around, guys. Come on. Right here. Cool. What's up, guys? Welcome back. All right, with that, Orlapiri, come on in. Maramira, getting your look at the new Orlapiri tribe. Spencer, voted out at the last tribal council. Hi guys. 2 Survivor events in the same night. I hope it's a fun night for you guys. You made it through a tough night. So, first things first, Mitch, bring it back up. Once again, community is back up for grabs. So, before we get there though, 2 orders of business. 1, welcome to Final 12. With that, you guys are officially 1/4 of the way through this game. 16 of you started. We're already 4th through. We're only 20-some days in. Today, you guys will be competing in your 5th immunity challenge. With being 1/4 of the way through the game, we have a little gift for you guys. So, I just want to let you know we left that gift somewhere on campus. So if you're curious, go look for it. I'll leave it at that. So, second order of business. With Spencer leaving, Nick will be joining the Orlapiri tribe. Wait for it. However, at the last challenge, and unbeknownst to all of you, except for Nick, Nick was presented with an opportunity. If the tribe that he was placed on is maybe somewhere that he didn't prefer, or maybe thought there was a different place he could be strategically, he would have the choice to swap tribes. So, the penalty with wherever Nick goes was that someone on the other tribe would randomly swap places with Nick. So, Nick, you were also under the understanding that if you chose not to swap, there would be a penalty for your tribe. Have you made a decision as to whether or not you're going to swap?
I'm not swapping.
Okay. Nick, welcome to the Orlapiri. But, as I said, there's a penalty for your tribe. And that penalty would be no fun if it was just like, hey, you want a mutiny? And then you say no, and it's end of story, whatever. So, if the rest of the other 5 would like to swap tribes, this isn't necessarily a choice, but the 5 of you will be picking from this urn a chip. If you draw a white chip, you will remain on Orlapiri. If you draw a red chip, you will swap to Maramira. With that, same rules go for you. We will do another draw in which you guys will pick, and the red chips will swap tribes. Nick is the only person who will not pick a chip, and then we'll get going with this challenge. All right? The honeymoon could only last so long, guys.
Nick, come over here.
All right, so with that, we'll get started on this random draw. Brooke, you're up first. Close your eyes and don't reveal until you're back. Take 1, walk back. Kelly. Alex. Ryan. And Jake. All right, keep your eyes closed. Do not look in your hand. Mitch. Close your eyes. Allison. Stephanie. Greg. Autumn. Smile. And Simon. Cool. So we're gonna reveal one tribe at a time. Orlapiri, once again, red chip, you were swapping tribes. White chip, you were staying on Orlapiri. Reveal. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Ryan has the red chip for Olapiri. Ryan, step up with me. Ceremony.
I'm back. I should have gave you the paint.
And with that, Maramira, red means you're going to Olapiri. White means you're staying at Maramira. Reveal in 3, 2, 1, reveal. Stephanie has the red chip for Maramira. Stephanie, come on up. Stephanie, Ryan, shake hands and swap places.
The odds in your favor.
Thank you.
Ryan, what's up, guys? What's up, guys?
All right, this is for you.
Thank you.
And we have a yellow buff for Ryan once again. Come on up.
Thank you.
So, with these new tribes, you guys will be competing in your 5th immunity challenge. This one is a spin-off on a Survivor Classic. And it is a spin-off of Blind Leading the Blind. This one is called Two Brothers. So, in this game, one person in your tribe will be designated as a caller. The caller will be stationed on these buckets here, and will be calling to 4 members of your tribe, split into pairs. So you have 2 pairs per tribe, 1 caller. They'll be directing them along this course to find 5 bags. Those bags contain puzzle pieces that you will bring back to your table. Once all 5 puzzle pieces are collected, the last member of your tribe, who is not assigned a spot, they will be your puzzle solver, and they will assemble 5 sets of a 20-piece puzzle, each with 4 pieces in it, that correspond to the challenge, the day in which it happened, and then the name of the challenge. Does that make sense? Cool. We'll give you guys a minute to strategize, and we'll get started. All right, let's go.
I feel like I'm a confident yeller. Like,
Very.
I mean, I feel like I'm a better listener. Like,
So Allison and Autumn, I'm gonna number you guys. What am I doing? Okay, I'm gonna keep on doing. Okay, so when I say 1, that's talking to you guys.
Right.
When I say 2, I'm talking to you guys.
1, 6, 10, 17.
17. And then
This is 23.
It was a Friday. It was a Friday. Escape room was on a Friday. It was Friday, like 5 p.m.
it was the day I was on here.
Yeah, we're good.
Just give me the puzzle, guys. I can do it.
we got it. We'll get
We
there.
will get you there. You two, listen to her.
All right. Calling for Maramira. Simon. Calling for Olapiri. We have Brooke. Blindfolded for Maramira. Autumn. Allison, Ryan, and Greg. Puzzle solving. We got Mitch. On Olapiri, we've got Alex, Stephanie, Nick, and Jake. Blindfolded. And Kelly. Solving the puzzle. Immunity is back up for grabs. Survivors ready? Go!
Both teams straight ahead. Both teams straight ahead.
Girls,
Going
stop.
with 5 pieces.
Boys, forward.
down, slow
Only
down.
forward. Girls, left.
Team 2,
90
right.
degrees.
Team
More
1,
left.
keep
Yep,
straight.
go straight.
Keep straight.
Boys, keep
Ryan,
going
you're
straight.
gonna find a wall. Walk along the wall.
Girls, straight.
Team
Keep going
2,
straight.
Walk along the
Veer
wall.
to the right a little bit, girls.
Communicating very well.
Your other right. There you go. Keep going. Veer left a little bit.
Stop.
Veer
Stop.
left. Perfectly
Team
straight.
1,
Boys,
keep going.
boys, veer left.
Team 1, right.
Go
Team
forward a
1.
little bit. Go
Along the
back
wall.
to the right. 90 degrees.
Go left. Team 1,
Forward,
left.
forward, forward,
Along
stop,
the wall.
stop.
Back here. Back
Yep, you're right there. There's the piece.
Olapiri.
Girls, forward.
Very
Keep
close.
going, team 1. Keep pulling the wall.
Forward, like, go
All
right,
go
go
down.
right, go right.
Go down.
Get forward, just like that.
Stop.
Maramira is blocked.
Right.
Stop, stop, stop.
Stop.
Turn
Team
around.
1.
Yeah, no,
Good
keep
corner.
turning, keep
Good
turning.
corner. Team 1.
Keep turning.
Drop.
Keep turning. Go for it.
Team
Boys,
two.
you have the girls.
Second bag.
Girls, the cone is like
Straight.
a foot to your right.
Team 2.
Yep, right down there.
11 o'clock.
Boys, you have the
Team 2,
bag.
11 o'clock.
Yes, come straight back.
Olapiri has a bag.
Team
Straight
2.
back.
Alex and Stephanie
Girls,
working
straight
well
back.
together.
Good job, good job. Boys, straight back.
Keep
Doug
going.
and Ryan working
Straight
well.
back,
Stop.
straight back.
Team
They can
two.
be. The pieces are put.
Left.
Girls, turn to the right, turn to the right, turn to the right. Yep, straight, straight, straight. Boys, keep coming straight. Yep, that's
Team 2. Stop.
straight.
Maramira has
Boys,
2.
boys,
Turn
here to the
around.
left.
Team
Here
2.
to the left. Yeah,
Olapiri
yeah,
runs into each other.
10.
Here to the left.
3 steps, Team 2.
Keep
3
going.
steps.
Girls,
Team
yep,
one, keep
yep,
going.
close to the table. Girls, forward,
more steps.
forward,
Olapiri
stop.
with their second bag.
You boys go forward. Girls,
Yes,
turn
that's
90
you.
degrees to the left.
Drop.
Tied at
Yep,
2.
forward, stop, stop,
Stop.
stop.
Team
The
2.
bag is
Back
like a
up.
foot to
10
your right,
steps.
a foot to your right.
Team 2. Back up.
Boys,
Ryan.
Keep going straight. The veer to the
Alex
right.
and
Yeah,
Stephanie
perfect.
have the third
Girls,
back.
stop. Veer and run it. Yeah. Veer.
Team
veer,
two,
come
back.
right, and veer
3
to the right.
steps.
Veer to the right. Keep going straight. You're gonna find the table.
Autumn.
Team 2, back. 2 steps.
Yes, go. Yep,
Olapira
Drop.
has 3.
Boys, keep going
No.
straight.
No, drop that.
Maramira has 3.
Drop it. Drop
That,
it.
no, you already have that
Allison,
one.
you have it. Allison,
Keep
you
going
have
straight.
it.
Keep going
Come
straight.
back.
Nick, go
Team
straight.
1 and Team 2,
Girls, go
come
straight.
back. Both teams,
Boys,
come
go
back.
straight. Keep going straight. Keep
Come
going.
back.
Everyone
Follow
go
my
straight.
voice. Follow my
Everyone
voice.
go
Follow
straight.
my voice.
Autumn and Allison have the 4th
Everyone go
bag.
straight.
Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep
Olapira
coming.
going
Keep
to
coming.
existing
To your
bags.
right, like 4 feet. Girls, keep going straight. Girls, go straight. Boys, stop. You're right there. Girls, keep going straight. It's to your left, but don't run into the wall. Stop.
Check your
It's in
surroundings.
the corner.
What's he missing?
Oh.
Keep going,
Team
keep going.
one, back,
Boys,
team
come
one, back.
step. Everyone come back, right back. You're good. You're going straight,
Stop.
go straight.
Stop. Team 1.
You're good. Keep going
Olapira
straight, keep going
has
straight.
both of their final bags.
Come on, both of you go straight. You're good.
Both teams.
Go straight.
Straight left.
Good hustle. Come on, you got it.
Olapira
You're gonna hit
has
tables.
both of their final bags.
You're gonna hit them. Keep going. You're right there. There's the table.
Olapira,
Yes, go.
bags. Olapira. Kelly, solve the
Can we
puzzle.
look? Come on.
Only Kelly.
Blindfolds off, yeah, but we can't solve the puzzle.
Yards to the wall. Drop. Left a little bit. Drop.
Got it. The 5th
Follow
one.
my voice. Follow my voice.
got it,
Come here.
Kelly solving the puzzle for Maramira. Olapira.
Shut up.
Kelly solving the puzzle for Olapira. Maramira has all 5 bags. Can we take it up? Yep. Olapira's working on the puzzle. Once you got them, in order, 1 through 5. Someone calls it, turn away from the table. First person to raise their hand, call me. Both tribes working on the puzzle. Mitch, Maramira, Kelly, Olapira. Olapira loses this one, the Olapira curse continues.
Greg.
Kelly thinks she have it, turn away. Olapira wins the game! It's over! The Olapira curse is over. Alright, guys. Let's get back in front of our tables here. Jumping up.
I got it.
Alright, guys. This is the first time all season I'm saying it. Olapira has won. Tribal Immunity. Olapira, safe from this week's Tribal Council. None of you will be going home. Maramira, for the first time, the Maramira tribe will be going to Tribal Council. It's familiar territory for 3 of you, for 4 of you. For the other 2, see you this week. All right. Thanks, guys.
Who would have thought in a million years that I would be here with my gnome? I am keeping it in, but I'm very happy. Because I get annoyed when people get super obnoxious when they win, but I wanted to literally flip all of them off in their faces. I won one, and that's all I need. I won one. I get days off.
I can have to work on my personal relationships again. My friends have been on the curb. That stuff's not important.
I get to take a break. I get to actually focus on my homework, my personal relationships. I don't have to tell people I'm leaving to go to a Survivor meeting, because if I don't, I'm going to go home. I get time off, and it feels great.
I have time now, though. Hello.
So this challenge was like my dream when it came to a puzzle, because I'm one of those people that has to schedule out their entire lives. So I knew as soon as Greg started talking about you need to know that the number day in the game for each challenge, everyone kind of looked at me and they knew that I was already counting. So overall, great Survivor Day. Survived my first Tribal Council. I'm still here. I have a good core group left in new Olapira, so Olapira round 3, and we don't have to go to Tribal. So overall, pretty good Sunday.
Oh, it's so good to be back. You guys have no idea.
Yeah, you were in a rough spot.
I was in the minority over there, so I was sweating a little. So good to be back.
First off, the twist at the beginning. I knew it was coming, but I had absolutely no idea what I was going to do walking up the steps. And then Greg tells me the punishment for staying with Orla Peary is a random tribe swap of one person, which actually worked out about as poorly as it possibly could have for me, with my closest alliance on my current tribe, Ryan, being moved over. Thankfully, they sent back Stephanie, who I was pretty close with. But the only issue with that is Kelly seems to have controlled the vote this time, and Kelly hates Stephanie. So that's not good.
I had no idea about Nick's advantage/disadvantage. I'm really glad I'm still with Nick, Alex, and Brooke. I know we work well together. Although Jake seems like the next easiest vote, I would definitely gun out Stephanie next because I know that she was talking some shit on the other tribe about how I was the weak link of our old tribe. So bring it.
The challenge went really well. Brooke did a really good job. Jake, I actually was kind of glad we got to work together because I feel like we got a little bit of bonding in. And I said in the first challenge that we weren't going to lose. I still haven't lost yet, so I guess I'm happy about that.
So, I'm interested to see what goes on in the other tribe. Very interested, because I could see it being Autumn going home, or Simon or Ryan. So, time will tell, but I'm keeping this baby with me. He's mine now. So, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all.
So it's first day after I got back on Orla Peary's tribe, and we beat you again. Don't lose, Mitch. I don't lose. So it's day 23. First day after the challenge. The first challenge I was back after being sat out for a week, and the whole mutiny thing went down. So the first meeting of my day was with my buddy Mitch.
So what happened last tribal? Like, fill me in. Do you know?
Okay, so yeah, I talked to him.
Jake says he was in the dark on that vote. He had no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I asked him.
So I get there. Apparently Spencer decided to flip on Ryan.
What?
Because he had heard Ryan had talked to me a couple times, and that made him nervous. So he wanted to get Ryan out. Everybody. So then Kelly, Brooke, and Alex were like, "No, Spencer. Ryan's good in challenges. Let's vote Spencer out." Meanwhile, Spencer had told Jake, like, "Dude, I want you to trust me. I'm so confident that we're getting Ryan out. Go ahead and write my name down."
May I say, blunder?
That's a blunder. Yeah.
Okay.
So I came to Mitch. I checked in with him about the whole mutiny thing. He wasn't upset about it at all. Anyway, so what do you think of the whole twist thing Greg had planned last night?
Well, first of all, I didn't think you were going to switch. Not a chance, because I thought that, you could make do with what you got. When you got Ryan over there, you've got your old tribe.
Plan. Staying with this tribe is more predictable. I know what I have here. I can work with it.
Right.
I don't know if I could be able to work with whatever happens over there if I switch, because he could switch a random person. But then he switched a random person anyway.
Yeah.
So
Nick stayed with his tribe, which did not surprise me at all. He had no reason really to come over here. However, we did lose Stephanie, whom we, as the original Orla Peary, wanted to work with more so than Simon or Ryan, who we got instead. For the time being, we have Ryan, whom we all thought, oh shit, we got Ryan, we got a huge physical threat, we're going to dominate challenges. That first challenge did not go favorably. This is going to be another tribal for me. I have only avoided tribal once. So, it is another opportunity to take somebody out that I do not want in this game. Anyway, focus on this tribal though. We've got 4 original Orla Peary, and we got
Simon and Ryan.
Yeah.
Who just happened to be my 2 closest alliances.
Yeah. I'm going to say this right up front. The rest of Orla Peary, definitely going to be wanting one of them out. Obviously, I think right off the bat, everybody sees, including them, that Ryan and Simon are on the chopping block. They're obviously both huge threats and challenges, or perceived to be, and then it makes sense to stick with the original Orla Peary for now. But I'm in a predicament. Which one makes more sense to take out for individual immunity post-merge, and which one is going to make Nick less angry? Because obviously they're both, close alliance members of his. Don't tell. Can I trust you not to tell him this? Yeah. I'm leaning towards Ryan as of now.
Okay.
Here's why. He's a challenge beast, okay?
Mm-hmm. And then we talked about Ryan and Simon first. Man, I am worried about them. I tried as best I could. I told him I would love to see them both okay. And I tried appealing to his competitive side. Since Mitch hasn't beaten me yet in a challenge, I was like, dude, if you want to have a chance of beating me, you got to keep those two around.
Yeah.
If you want to get rid of Ryan and keep losing to us, then that's up to you.
Yeah, I guess.
That's my only hope.
Yeah.
Because if you guys don't care about that, then I know one of them's going home.
Okay.
I'm just hoping you guys care about winning.
Yeah.
I really don't think that'll work. It doesn't make sense for them to vote out their own right now. And as long as I get one of them post-merge, I'm going to be all right with it. I would be thrilled if somehow they both make it through. Kind of worried they won't. Really nervous that they're going home. Those are by far, like, outside of you, they're my two closest alliances. So, I mean, if one goes home, it's going to be it's going to hurt either way.
But in the end, I think he understood that, it's best for my game just to take one of them out right now. Just thinking ahead long term, I definitely want to stick with, our original squad.
The most important part, though, I talked with Mitch about Jake. Obviously, he had worked with Jake on the original set of tribes, and he essentially, the way I understood it, Jake was kind of a footnote. They didn't really trust Jake that much until the end, when they decided to take down Regan, when they decided to, before the tribes swapped places. And what I wanted to talk to you about, one of the main things was, can I trust Jake?
Yes, absolutely.
You sure?
100%. He's the one who came to me telling me that Regan has thrown Greg and my names around.
Okay. Because if Jake, I know if
okay,
Jake
if you
trusts
get Jake,
you,
okay,
if I can get Jake, I can get Stephanie, and then I think I can turn one of the girls.
Brooke, probably, I think.
I can turn Brooke, I think. And then we can flip blindside Kelly.
Even if you want me to, I can talk with Jake too.
Yeah, if you think that'll help.
I think
if you feel like you're close enough with Jake that it won't be a big deal telling him that we know each other. So I asked Mitch to go to Jake on my behalf and be like, hey, I think you should work with Nick. Me and Greg both will vouch for him, and I appreciated that, man.
I'm gonna reach out to Jake. Right. I'm gonna talk with him. All right.
Sounds good.
Let's do this. Here's where I'm coming in here. I'm gonna fill you in on some stuff that's been happening, and you can definitely talk with them. So first things first, Nick reached out to me and he says, "Hey, can we trust Nick? Or can we trust Jake?" Yeah. And I told him, "Yeah." But Nick and Stephanie are aligned.
Oh, okay.
And Nick is trying to save Stephanie because Nick is aligned with Kelly. She thinks that he's with her all the way, but in reality, he's not. It's really just him and Stephanie who are close in alliance. So he wants to bring you in as a third, so that way the girls don't have the numbers.
Right.
You can talk with the rest of, our Oil of Fury squad. We're thinking that this is the easiest way to keep you safe to the merge. So basically, they're probably gonna reach out with you and basically trust them.
Yeah. So Mitch came to me and he said that Nick was interested in working with me. I should trust him. So I met with Nick, and it was a great plan to hear. I very much enjoyed it, because even though I told all of the old Maramir people, like, hey, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, technically no one scratched my back. The scratcher has an itch that has yet to been scratched.
It's nice to actually sit down after having our wrists tied together, holding hands.
I know, I felt like we bonded physically, and it felt time we bond a little, like, on a more mental level.
Get on board with each other.
Yeah.
So essentially the reason I wanted to meet with you was when I came to the union after the tribal, and Kelly was like, "We voted out Spencer. The 3 girls did it." And I was like, "Oh, fuck."
No.
Oh, no, there were 3 of you. And then when we lost Ryan, there are now 4 of you.
4 of you, yeah.
And I was like, crap, we better work together.
Right. Yes, they didn't vote me out, but they didn't tell me what the plan was. It's not like they actually wanted to work with me. It was just because Spencer was going crazy and proved himself to be a bigger threat. So it's like, do I really owe them? Does the scratcher owe them a scratch? I don't know.
I'm feeling pretty good about this, and
yeah, definitely.
I want to launch into sharing my ideas with you.
Okay. I'm very interested in ideas, because like the last vote,
you didn't have any.
I was out of the loop. I had no information.
Very few people know this. The only ones that know about this are Simon, Ryan, Stephanie, and I.
Okay.
Because that was my original alliance. Obviously, that's not useful anymore.
Right.
Kelly told me and Simon at the start that she walked 9 miles looking for an idol one day.
In the first, like in the
Very
beginning of
beginning, yeah. Before we had tribal, before she had any reason to. Yeah. She's too good at puzzles. She's too good at strategy for her to be, and the fact that she might have an idol is way too dangerous to be left around. So we came up with this plan that I would get close to her.
Okay. Is that the 4 of you from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did just that. She thinks I'm her closest alliance. And the entire length of this game, I've just been getting close to her to make her feel safe, biding my time until I could blindside her. Now, when you told Kelly that Stephanie was throwing her name around, that instantly put a big black X on Stephanie's back for Kelly.
Whoops, I guess I spilled that information to Kelly when I wasn't supposed to, but I think it actually worked out better in the end. Because Kelly strongly dislikes Stephanie because they've been targeting each other, I guess.
The only issue is I can't have you running back to Kelly again.
Right. We're gonna meet, but I'll like definitely like be a lot more discreet. Okay. I'm very interested in Nick's plan. The fact that he's being super honest with me and telling me like literally his entire plan is something that I haven't had in a long time. Or ever, actually. I don't think anyone's ever told me their plans long term. So I really appreciate that he did that. And for now, I see myself working with him.
Today, essentially, I went to meet with Kelly. My sole goal was to protect you and Stephanie. So essentially I just want to talk about like future strategy because we had a game plan ironed out kind of.
Right.
And then this happened, so we don't have Ryan anymore.
And then I filled you in on the Spencer vote and how we ended up turning tables there.
Yeah. And I said to her, so do you still want Kelly out? Or do you still want Stephanie out? And Kelly says, yeah, that's who I want out. And I said, well, just think about this. She's really good in challenges. She's useful at organizing us. What if we went for Brooke? You and I both don't really know who she's working with.
Right.
That's a threat come merge. For the future, I know you have beef with Stephanie, justifiably.
Yeah.
Based on what Jake told you.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you want to vote her out, I'm not going to go against you or anything.
Right.
But I'm just letting you know I would prefer to keep her around because I want to keep winning challenges.
And I agree. Like, that's why we pulled that big move was to keep Ryan to win challenges because that was something that was really important to me.
And then another idea I had, well, obviously, I said I didn't want Stephanie because I want her in the challenges. So I think Brooke should be gone before the merge.
Right.
Because we have no idea what she's been doing up until she voted with you and Alex.
Right.
And I said, in my humble opinion, Stephanie is less dangerous than Brooke right now because Stephanie can help us win challenges. And Kelly goes, you're right. And I was like, so are you and I on board with voting out Brooke first? And she goes, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
To keep me in this game longer, Stephanie's got to be out before the merge.
Yeah.
I agree with you that
we need to get Brooke and Stephanie out before the merge.
Right, and we're not about to throw challenges because that's literally the dumbest thing in Survivor history. So I think when we do lose, if and when we lose, we need to figure out where we are numbers wise and see if the merge is imminent. And whichever one's the bigger threat, that's who we take out.
She's on board with taking down Brooke first, and then she thinks we'll turn on Stephanie. Little does she know we'll turn on her. Bye Kelly.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with her.
Oh, this is awesome. Like, I love this.
I wanted to tell you this. I knew that this was my only chance to keep the people that I agreed to protect at the beginning and protect it as best I could.
Right.
I'm pulling you in now. I'm going to do the same thing for you if you're ever on the block.
Which no one ever told me that before. But what concerns me is his closeness to Mitch. The closeness between Mitch and Nick definitely scares me, but I appreciate his plans for the present, and I will definitely be interested in them.
So we are now 1 day removed from the 5th challenge of the game, another loss for my tribe. It doesn't seem to matter what the tribe title is. I find myself going to tribal council. We come in and we find out that Jake did not get voted out of the last tribal. It was actually Spencer. Good for me because I've worked with Jake, so to have him stay in was good for my game. I didn't really expect it at all, but it worked out. What happened next was a bit of a shock too. There was another mini tribe swap. So the swap happens, we end up losing Stephanie and we gain Ryan, which I thought was a pretty good trade-off. Ryan seems like he's good at challenges. He seems like he's pretty personable, so I wasn't too upset about it then. And but it's not like it really mattered all that much. We lost, so we gotta make a decision now.
All right, Mitch, hit us with it.
So anyway, Nick approached me. He now wants to work with Jake because
So Mitch, he had gotten some info from Nick. Basically, it was a big blindside in that tribal from the last time, and I guess Nick had been working with Spencer in some kind of capacity, so he lost the number, which made him feel a little more vulnerable, which actually gives us a great chance to find Jake a home over there. So that's what we're going to push to Jake, which is good because I didn't think Jake was going to make it past that boat, and he did.
Nick and Stephanie are in an alliance, and the thing is they're taking on the 3 girls, right? But they need Jake for numbers, and I told him definitely Jake's trustworthy because I think that's better for Jake anyway overall.
So now that if we can find him a home, then we can get him back after the merge and have our 5, and then at that point, we can either stick with the 5 or pick up one person, and we'll be smooth sailing, assuming that everybody sticks with it, which of course is inherently a big assumption.
But anyway, back to our tribal though. What were we thinking?
So we ended up losing, which sucks because now we're back at tribal, but I'm confident with the alliance we've had going, so I know it's not going to be anything too scary.
Does anybody have an absolute preference?
Oh, just so you know, Simon reached out. We talked this morning. I threw your name out there just because he's I would do Allison before Autumn. That's just me. Autumn was actually really, really competitive in challenges. So if we had to pick one, I'd say Allison.
Okay.
Like who's all right, so
just gonna slide this in.
We're gonna
Don't
slide
take
this
it
in.
personally.
Don't take it personally. He's like, who should we take out? Allison. I'm like, yeah, Allison's kind of weak in the challenges. Oh, dude, take her out. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Also, it's interesting how aggressive Simon just came into like our tribe and going to Mitch like, all right, what are we doing? How's everybody voting? I'm interested to see how it goes. I know Simon hasn't been to tribal, so it'll be interesting to see his reaction. I know Simon and Ryan are throwing my name out, so I mean that always sucks, but at the end of the day I should be fine.
And we pretty much just discussed, all right, what's the plan for this upcoming tribal? And we all seem to be on board with the fact that we've got 4, we've got the numbers. If we start cutting down our own numbers, that doesn't work out for anybody. At that point, it was a discussion of, okay, is it Ryan or Simon? I think that Ryan is probably more of a challenge threat after the merge.
Yeah.
But I think I was kind of thinking that Simon was more of a social threat.
Okay, yeah.
But then if Spencer was wanting to get Ryan out and they all went against Spencer, then that means Ryan's a pretty popular
That's
guy.
exactly what I was going to say, yeah.
There's points to be made against and for both of them. Both of them are good in challenges. Both of them seem pretty sociable. I think Ryan's probably going to fare a little better post-merge if he makes it that far. And so that was kind of the consensus that we came on was, Ryan is probably a bigger threat in the game, but they're both going to be post-merge threats should they get there.
So we're thinking Simon?
Ryan.
No, Ryan.
But then I feel like we should probably split the vote because we have the numbers to do
if there's idols in play.
Just in case one of them has an idol.
This week for the vote, it's going to be pretty straightforward, or so it should be. Greg, Mitch, and Allison all want to get out Ryan. I think that Ryan's a good vote. Although it gets like really hard because I do want to like shake the game up a bit, and it's like the perfect opportunity this tribal because Mitch and Greg said that they want to split the votes to weed out any idols again, so it's going to be another 2-2-2 tie.
2 Ryan on 2
Simon. And then there's going to be 2 for me.
So like guys vote for Simon and girls vote for Ryan.
Sure.
If I switch like my vote, it's going to be a 3-2-1. So I don't even need like anyone else to approve of this switch. Like it would literally just be me doing my own thing. Like, do I think that this is like a good time to flip right now? No. But also yes, because if I wait until next week, I'm not gonna have this chance with the numbers to just like do it by myself. I'd have to get like Greg on board, or I don't know.
Okay.
And then on the revote, we'll all vote for Ryan.
Are we good? Is everybody good with Ryan?
Yeah.
Allison, you're good with that?
Yeah, I don't care.
All right. So pretty much what's going to happen is Mitch and I are going to vote for Simon, and then Autumn and Allison are going to vote for Ryan. And upon the revote, we're going to go with Ryan, I think, is going to be the one to go home. That's pretty much where I stand now, but we've got, all day tomorrow and then essentially all day Wednesday before we've got tribal, so.
It's hard knowing when is your time to flip. As of right now, if I had to vote right this second, it would still be Ryan. I'm hoping that Ryan can convince me to vote with them and against my own tribe. I'm literally giving him like a huge shot here. So all he has to do is say the right things and he will be safe, so.
There you have it.
Alright, so the day after we got the tribe switch, after the original tribe switch.
Alright, so in a matter of 24 hours between about this time yesterday and today, literally everything I knew about this game, I don't know anymore. Going back to tribal council, Spencer, the hell? I did not expect that to happen at all, and I didn't think he would be gunning for me, so I think that was something that I need to reevaluate my relationships with people.
As soon as I went up there, I was like, I know for sure it's gonna be me, and I opened up my hand and I was like, shit.
Oh, also, I needed to go on a little mini rant about that stupid urine thing. Nothing good has come out of that thing. Literally, any time I've seen that thing, only bad things have happened. Times I've seen that are tribe swap, not good for me. Tribal council, not good for me either. Last challenge, I get switched to a tribe, people I don't know, not good. Not good at all.
And I was just hoping, I was like, please don't be Simon or Stephanie. Don't be one of them two. And of course it was Stephanie. Because it would have been so perfect.
I know, we would have been 3 strong.
Yeah. Literally what we need to do to save ourselves is not go to tribal. Exactly. Because that saves us.
I have to stop thinking that I know stuff and start realizing that I know nothing and go into tribal with like an open mind, knowing that I might go home. Because that's actually a possibility now. I didn't think it was a possibility anytime soon when I was on my other tribe, but now I'm starting to realize that can come this Wednesday, which would hurt.
So, I talked with Mitch today. I don't really trust him. I don't know if I can trust him all that much, but it's kind of all we got.
Yeah.
Because he said he's really close with Greg. So
Right,
it would be
that.
you and me, and Greg and him,
Let's just vote one or the other. And I know Jake said that Autumn was next. But he said it was either him or Autumn were next.
Okay. It wasn't originally, but then I asked Mitch today, and he said, yeah, but I'd rather vote out Allison because she's weaker.
I don't want to write Simon's name down ever, so I'm going to try to not do that. So hopefully me and Simon can figure out a way to stay around a little longer and stop losing challenges.
Surely you'll be hearing from us a lot in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so we just talked a little bit about the vote tonight.
Yeah, so I wanted to meet with Ryan just to get a gauge at where he was at. I wanted to see if there was any chance he would flip on Simon. Me, Allison, Mitch, and Autumn all felt that he, in terms of between Ryan and Simon, we all wanted Ryan more. So I just wanted to meet with him and see where he was at.
Your main concern about going with us is, why would I want to take out one of my own?
Right, just because it's numbers.
Yeah, which definitely, I think if you do vote out either me or Simon, you're going to have a lot harder time making it past the first 3 or 4 votes in that merge than you would if you keep me and Simon, because we can pull Nick, Stephanie with us, and we'll have 7.
We'll have 6 or 7.
6 or 7, and we can start voting out whoever we want.
Right. He, from what it seems like, is not willing to turn on Simon, and he's still pushing pretty hard that me, him, Mitch, and Simon take out Allison. Basically, his argument was, hey, if you save me and Simon, we can scratch your backs, and when we get to the merge, bring you and Mitch in and Autumn into the group with, I think it's Nick and Steph, Simon, Ryan. To be completely honest, it's appealing. It's something to think about, because assuming we can win the next challenge, if I can get to the merge, I'm guaranteed final 7. So it's appealing, but then I think that's probably where about I top out at, is maybe between that 7 to 5 range is where I get before, they go and they've got the numbers so they can take out me, Mitch, Autumn, no big deal. I've got the 3 people and 4 including myself that I know I can, at least work with, because I've worked with them in the past, and we've gotten through 3 or 4 votes, whatever it is. is not at this point. So I feel like I can trust them. But then, like you said, there's that aspect of, okay, you can get to the merge, but then you've got 4 at the merge.
Yeah, you guys,
and
you guys take us out of the merge, and then the rest of my tribe isn't going to be happy about
Right,
that.
yeah. But then on the flip side, right now, I've got me, Mitch, Autumn, and Allison. Mitch has connections with Nick, and Nick can pull in Steph. If I can do that and get Nick or Ryan or Simon out tonight, and then we go into the merge, we have me, Allison, Mitch, Autumn, Nick, Stephanie, and either Ryan or Simon. That's 7, but we have the 4 in that 7, which is a majority. So then at that point, I'm guaranteed Final 4, which is a lot more appealing, but it is going to be a little riskier because we're assuming that we can, get Nick and Steph and Ryan on board, or Nick and Steph and Simon on board.
You guys are my tribe now, so I have a few people who I want to work with still over there.
Right, you got Nick and Steph. Yeah.
But it's not like I want to go over there and just pull old band back together.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want to. If we can get in a good groove here with us, I would love to stay with us.
Mm-hmm. If I go with Ryan and Simon tonight, I've got a pretty safe bet at maybe Final 7 or Final 6, and at that point I'll really have to put in some work to go far. Whereas, if I stick with Autumn, Allison, and Mitch, it's going to take some more work and it's a little riskier. I've got a lower floor. I could get voted out maybe 10th, but then I could also feel like I could go Final 4, and at that point I think I could be in good shape to go top 2 and win potentially. So I'm not against you, but I'm also not against my own people. So I want to, I want to balance that.
I think that's definitely fair, and I appreciate you coming here and talking to me about just being straight up about, hey, your name's still on the table, Simon's name's still on the table, but I'm willing to hear you out, which is what is the best I can ask for right now.
Right, yeah.
If you decide to save me and Simon, we'll definitely try and help you out in any way we can.
Yeah. It's something to think about, and it was a compelling argument, but it's a lower floor, higher ceiling as opposed to, falling right in the middle. So, and I really don't want to turn on Allison because I think I can really trust her going forward. That's probably still what I'm going to stick with. The gang is back together, and I wanted to come to them. With an idea, because we had settled on voting out Ryan after the split vote, but after meeting with Ryan and Simon, I kind of got the impression that Ryan might be more willing to work with us post-merge if we need him to, whereas I don't think Simon would. And so I just wanted to bring that up as a potential idea. I mean, I know that almost everybody except for, I think, Allison is the only one that hasn't talked to them, so.
They don't want to talk with
Yeah. Simon, I definitely don't have any trustworthy vibes. He even kind of feels it. Like, we don't trust each other. That's basically the gist of what I'm getting from him.
And I feel like since Spencer was voted out, that was Ryan's closest alliance that he had. So, like, the fact that he lost that person, like, we could
manipulate that a little bit, or exploit it, yeah.
All right, so a lot of last-second chatter going on with me and Greg. Ultimately, I think it's going to be a 2-2-2 tie. And then upon the revote, we originally discussed that we were going to get rid of Ryan, but after meeting up with him, our last conversation, I think we can trust him and work with him more in the future.
We all seem to think that Ryan was probably a bigger threat post-merge, but we also thought that he gave us a better chance to win while we do have this tribe still before the merge, and then we also seem to trust him a little bit more than we did Simon. So then my thought is, when we go to split the vote, we still split it the same way. 2 for Simon, 2 for Ryan.
Ryan, and you guys.
Yeah, so me and Mitch will vote for Simon, you guys vote for Ryan, and then we can vote out Simon with the revote in that situation?
Yeah.
Okay. Mitch and I are voting for Simon, Autumn and Allison are voting for Ryan, and then we assume Ryan and Simon are voting together to vote Allison. So then it's going to be a 2-2-2 tie again, and Mitch, Autumn, and I at that point will vote for Simon.
Should go according to plan. No twists, hopefully.
Alright, so I'm here with Autumn.
Hello.
Right now, I think me and Simon's plan is we're voting Allison no matter what. Me and Simon are just looking for anyone who's trying to flip on their tribe. It's like, we know that if this doesn't work, it's going to go me, and then it's going to go Simon, or it's going to go Simon, then it's going to go me. So there's no difference in that.
Well, obviously I know there's a target on my back. I know there's a target on Simon's back.
Yeah, that would be the easy way.
So I know that's the easy way, and I know the thought process for that, because that's what I went through last week. So I was just hoping that maybe I could try and convince you guys that maybe we should try and not go back to tribal. And I know you're probably hoping that same thing too.
Yeah, I've been hoping that,
Yeah,
but I keep
true.
coming back.
Yeah.
I can't stand the fact that Greg still thinks that he's running the show. I know he's trying to be very inclusive and act like everyone has a say, but in the end it's always what he wants, every single time. And that's just frustrating to me. Every single time I voted, the people I wanted to keep have gone home. I never get to vote out who I want, and I feel like this could be a real game changer if I want it to be, but if I side with Ryan and Simon, there's going to be a huge target on my back. If I had to choose one of our 4 old Royal Period people to go home, it would definitely be Allison. But my fear is if I switch back on that, Mitch and Greg, they're very, very much set on just Royal Period till the end, and then I don't know. But that's such a boring way to play the game, which makes me frustrated.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm just done being a part of this alliance. It's kind of run its course. There's not really anyone that I care to work with in it anymore besides Jake, and Jake's on the other team. I could blindside them and we could get out Allison and it'd be fine, but
Because I know me and Simon aren't going to vote for each other, so if you want to vote some way, you can let us know, and as long as you're not telling me to vote Simon and you're not telling Simon to vote me, I'm sure we'll do it.
Yeah. It's so hard to know when is the right time. The fact that I can make such a big play right now is just it's fun. It's someone's dangling a carrot in front of your face, you just want to go for it, but then in the back of your mind you're oh, is it right? Should I be making this choice? And I can't decide what I'm doing. I really can't. I'll get thinking about a big master plan.
Doesn't even need to be a master plan. If your plan doesn't involve my name and Wednesday,
It's a good plan.
It's a good plan to me.
Alright. Sounds good. If I had to say right now, someone pick up, I'd go Allison.
Okay, I know that I'd be down for that. Simon would be down for that.
Mm-hmm.
If Autumn ends up being scared that she's gonna get voted off next week, she can vote with us and we'll vote anyone who she wants, either Greg or Mitch, because me and Simon are just trying to make it to the merge. So we'll vote whoever we want out. It doesn't matter to us.
Alright, so I met with Autumn earlier. Okay. She said that she was the only one from Olympieri open to work with us. She said that Greg was very Olympieri, is very old Olympieri strong and wants to keep that together because it's a numbers game, but she's scared to go across and work with us because if it ends up going us 3 voting out Allison, then she's scared that Greg will want to vote her out next. But if she wants to stay with us, we would have numbers at that point to save her. True. I feel like she is trying to make a play, which is a good thing for us. But definitely some insight came in from that conversation with Autumn.
So, Tribal is coming up tonight. Ryan and I are voting for Allison no matter what. From what Ryan said, Autumn seems to be kind of playing in our favor without even asking her to, which is nice. So I'm going to talk to Autumn. Alright, so it's the afternoon before Tribal tonight.
When everything happens, everyone's scrambling.
Yes. I really don't know where Allison stands at this point. I haven't heard anything about her strategy or who she's talking with, because if Autumn has brought up voting out Allison, then obviously, from what it seems like, they're not working together. The guys aren't working with Allison, so what the heck is Allison doing this whole time? What is she expecting is going to happen? Maybe the guys are talking with her and probably telling her just to go for one of me or Ryan. They're saying, obviously, that they're going to vote with Ryan and I against Allison. Hopefully they're lying to her, and hopefully they're telling Ryan and I the truth. Ryan and I are sticking together. We talked about it, and we are going to vote Allison no matter what. So that's kind of me and Ryan's best option right now, is to just vote for Allison and hope you or one of the guys vote with us.
Have you talked to the guys?
Yes. They both make it seem like they're both telling us that they want to keep the tribe strong. They don't want to go to tribal, so they're going to vote Allison as well. I don't know if I can trust them 100%, but that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I can trust Mitch for sure, not all the way. And I don't know if Greg can be trusted either. But I think me and Ryan's best bet right now is for Autumn to stick with us and make a big move against Allison, going against what Mitch and Greg are saying. Obviously, this is kind of a scary position for you.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's literally terrifying.
But I was talking to Ryan, and we said that if we can trust you in this vote, then that tells us we can trust you for a while. So we will protect you as long as possible.
I truly do feel like if I side with Ryan and Simon on this vote, they'll have me for the next round. They've got my back and they kind of owe me one, so I feel like I'd be safe. I'm talking myself into it right now. God, I need to stop doing this.
Because we understand that Mitch and Greg are pretty close. So that's why Ryan and I are going to, no matter what, vote for Allison. Then Ryan and I will trust you way more than the guys. We will have 3, you, me, and Ryan, against Mitch and Greg if we have to go to tribal again. And definitely down to vote Mitch out.
Mitch would be the one I would want to get out.
This could be my last confessional. I really hope not, though. I'm pretty nervous. I'm just really hoping Autumn joins us. We can wreak some havoc. So
I honestly still have no idea what the heck I'm gonna do. And tribal is in 30 minutes. I'm probably gonna make up my mind as I'm writing the vote.
Hello. Hey. How we doing?
Good. How's that good? No.
This is the first time I'm saying this. Maramira, welcome to Tribal Council. I guess that phrase carries a little less weight this time because 5 out of the 6 of you have been to Tribal Council before. So Simon, as the only one who has not been to Tribal Council, if you'd like to stand up, approach my table, please. Simon, in front of you is a candle. I'm going to ignite this candle and give you fire. This cane fire represents your life. As long as you fire, you're still in this game, your fire is gone. So sit back down. All right. Autumn, Mitch, Greg, Allison, welcome back. One time. Ryan, welcome back for the second consecutive time. Simon, first time. So we've had a lot happen in this game, right? A lot has happened in the last week, really. We have a huge tribe switch up with a little mutiny twist with Nick switching, or not switching Ryan and Stephanie. And then on top of that, we have this mysterious gift, whatever it may be, that we gave you guys as a result of going a quarter of the way through the game. Well, tonight, one of you will make it no further. And with that, we're going to get down to business, figure out who that's going to be. Greg, it's your 4th time being here.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks, but at the same time, how does it feel to be back 4 times out of 5?
I mean, when I started playing, that wasn't the plan I had in my mind. Like, oh, hey, let me get to as many tribals as I can because that's fun. No, it sucks. Especially because there's not a single person I want to vote out. Obviously, I don't want to leave, so it kind of leaves me with a tough decision. It leaves everybody with a tough decision. And obviously, as everybody knows, each decision moving forward gets more difficult as you move on. So,
Allison, you've also been here 4 times. So, is this one different than the others? Is it harder, easier, different people? What's the difference between this one and the other 3 that you've been to?
I think it's hard no matter what because you get to know people and you don't want to betray their trust, or even if you just met people and you like being around them, it's hard to have to make quick decisions. Who do I want to keep around for the long run and who I don't? So I don't know. It's not fun no matter how many times you've been here.
Simon, obviously, with your first one, there's a couple ways you can look at this. You could be nervous, you could be excited, and I've said to most every other tribal council that being here could be an advantage because it proves trust with other people around you. Also be a disadvantage in being here so many times because you could potentially be voted out. So what is your feeling tonight about being here for the first time?
Yeah, I'm definitely really nervous. This is not a fun place to be. I feel bad for people who've been here more than once already. This vote can definitely tell people where others stand once we get to the merge, because we are getting closer to the merge. And once you get there, it's a numbers game. So This vote can kind of decide where everyone's at when that time comes.
So Ryan, you were here last week. You saw your name come up. So you're nervous tonight that could happen again?
I mean, I'm definitely nervous, especially coming into a new tribe for the first week, coming straight to tribal council. You're always going to have a target on your back like last week. Jake, I'm sure, felt the same way, so it's definitely not a good position to be in, but hopefully my name won't come up again, but it's not looking like it's a good thing.
So at the beginning of tribal, I mentioned that whole mutiny twist where Nick was offered the chance to switch tribes. He denied it. Then we ended up having a random swap with Ryan and Stephanie. So how did that change the dynamic of this tribe?
I don't think it changed. It wasn't that crazy of a swap because it was 2 Marimira people, so it didn't change the numbers in any way. I think a lot of us were excited because we know that Ryan's kind of like a powerhouse in challenges, so we were excited that we might actually keep winning and like keep our streak going. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but I was happy to gain him on our tribe.
So then I've been pointing out, Simon, there's a very obvious, you guys sat this way too. And there are 4 Orlapiri, original Orlapiri, 2 original Marimira.
Yeah.
So is it as simple as tribal lines though? What is your pitch to these guys to keep you?
I mean, it's not as simple as tribal lines, because whether Ryan and I go home tonight or one of them go home tonight, they're going to be, original Orlapiri is going to be down to original Marimira once they get to the merge. So it's a matter of gaining trust. At this point, it's a matter of how they feel they can work into the original Marimira tribe once we get to the merge. But I wouldn't like to be in their seat right now if them being down going into the merge.
I can add on to that.
Yeah.
If he wants. So pretty much, I mean, it's obvious we've got our 4 and we've worked together the entire game, so that's a really easy, okay, it's Ryan and Simon on the outside. But then if we're talking about merge is coming up presumably within the next probably 2 or 3 votes. You look at Ryan and Simon, they have connections with other people on the other side. And so this vote isn't just about today, it's about, okay, moving forward, where can I put myself in the best position to have numbers after the merge and move farther? Because, okay, awesome, if we vote Ryan and Simon out, us 4 get to the merge, we're just gonna get picked off potentially 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. Whereas say we pick off one of our own and go with Ryan and Simon, we might have numbers farther on. So it's a legitimate argument both ways, which is why it makes this vote tough, because the 4 of us and then the 6 of us all have to make a decision based on what we think individually is the best option for us moving forward, not necessarily as a group.
You also have to think, Ryan and Simon, like, they're kind of trying to save themselves, like, right now. So you have to try to feel, like, I don't know, you have to get a feel for if they're being truthful and they're saying, like, yes, we'll work with you in the future, or if they're just going to switch right back to their old tribe if we keep them and kind of just keep things off.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they can prove their trust to us now, then they've already won my trust over more than a lot of my original Marimira tribe, because we never had to go to tribal council. We never had to fully put our trust in them at a tribal. We just had to say, sure, we're working with you now, but we never had to prove it. So tonight is a chance for them to actually prove, yes, you can trust us, and that will allow Ryan or I to trust them.
There's no question this is a long-term vote. I mean, just because of what's going to happen with if either me and Simon go home, there's going to be some, I know our tribe is not going to feel too happy about that, or the old Marimira won't feel too good about that. So it's definitely how you want to position yourself when you get in a long-term situation.
Autumn, what weighs heaviest for you then? Is it what might come in the future and screw this up? What might not come in the future? And what group do you have moving forward that could be a solid group moving forward? What is it?
I think it's everything, because if you make one wrong move tonight for say I'm thinking about the long term and I make a move for that reason, it could completely mess up the short term game, and then I'll be picked off next week because people don't trust me. So it's definitely a combination of everything. You have to figure out the timing for when you want to do what you want to do.
Yeah, I think with this vote, you need to find a balance between your short term and your long term, because your long term game doesn't work out if you can't make it past the short term.
and your short-term gain doesn't matter if you don't make them long-term. And so I think for me, like, this vote is a lot about what group can I trust moving forward and what kind of puts me in the best position to trust people and win short-term, but then also move far into the game long-term.
Unless anyone has anything else. We'll get to voting. Simon, you're up.
Autumn, I need to trust you right now. Please help me and Ryan out, and you will not regret it.
I was never going to write Simon's name down, so hopefully he feels the same way.
This is your first and your last tribal council.
Sorry, my dude, you seem cool, but here's my vote.
Just trying to get it to a revote.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
If anyone has an Infinity Idol and you'd like to play it, that'll be the time to do so. Once those are read, the decision is final. We're to it out. We ask the tribal council area immediately. That I'll read the votes. First vote. Allison. Allison. It's 2 votes, Allison. Ryan. It's 2 votes, Allison. 1 vote, Ryan. Simon. It's 2 votes, Allison. 1 vote for both Ryan and Simon. Simon. 1 vote left. Ryan. We have a 3-way tie. Allison, Simon, Ryan. In a revote, none of you will be allowed to vote. Autumn, Greg, Mitch, 3 of you will be making the decision between the 3 of them of who will go home. With that, Mitch, grab the urn, walk on back up. Once again, I will go get the votes. For the second time, I will read the votes. First vote. Simon. 1 vote Simon. 5th person voted out of Survivor Time and Change. Simon. Sorry. Grab the torch. Simon. Congratulations. You made it through 25 days of this game. It's an accomplishment. But you guys don't look that happy. If this group is so tight, let me tell you something. Someone is number 5. Think you're on the bottom? Do something about it. Think you're on top? Don't get so comfortable. I will tell you, the second you get comfortable in this game,
never know what can happen next. With that, you guys can head on out. I'm pissed. Oh my gosh. First tribal, and I couldn't even make it through the tribal council. I'm pretty disappointed for not making it longer than a quarter of the way through, but it was a lot of fun. I feel bad for Ryan. He's probably next if they lose again, but I hope they lose again. I hope I can say I told you so and they struggle in challenges from now on, but probably rooting for Ryan and Stephanie, one of them to go all the way, so we'll see. Mitch and Greg. Greg, you're a great liar. Mitch, you are not a great liar, but screw you guys.
I'm already upset with myself for not voting Allison and going with you guys. I think I might have made a mistake, and I'm sorry that we're gunning for you. You don't deserve to go home. You played a good game.
There really wasn't much I could do differently. I think I played the way I wanted to play. It just didn't end up going my way, so it was a lot of fun though.